死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳。ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランド、トゥライドまで。
ゼロ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてるね。この世界、傷ついた。いけるかな。昔、グレートだった。大きに、また、グレートになるかも。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そう。言い放せるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199, Unit 199. I always forget the unit part, but hope everybody's doing well today. Just when you thought the trolling from Trump can't get any better, he does it once again. That's right. Donald Trump is trolling the left. And I think that he has broken their brains even worse than he did with the sombrero. Only Trump can do this, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But good to see all of you here. Dead Inside says, on time and straight. That's the first compliment I've ever gotten, and I will take that. So I really appreciate that. Thomas says, D-Day Cobra, you need to step up your grift game. Alex Stein rolled in 1,500 a day on a 90-minute walking stream with 125 people watching. What the hell are we doing around here? I can't let prime time defeat me. So what are we doing here, chat? Okay. You know what? We're off to a good start because we got our first 50 of the day, and it's some pocket change for the road. Look at there. That's a damn good start. Harley Dave is already thinking like, dude, I've already donated enough this week. This is what Harley Dave is saying.
What more do you want from me?
Thank you for the 50. I appreciate it. But yeah, so listen, we have to talk about what Trump is doing today. Also, just as a heads up, tonight, be on the lookout for a park hopping stream. That's all I got for you. It's going, and I will be there. Multiple people from the G&G crew will be there, and that's all I can say. So park hopping tonight. Be on the lookout because it's going to be awesome. All right. So if you are not subscribed to our theme park channel, you gotta be over there and check it out. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to love it. There's going to be a ton of people there. So here we go. Let's see. Little Jim Taylor says Project 2025 Yes, that's what we're going to talk about too. They're so mad right now. Adrian for $9.99 says, Gay Remy, you missed my member message from the last CobraCast. Also no Rumble stream. Yeah, Rumble, I try not to set Rumble up when I'm on the road because sometimes I'm streaming from my phone. Sometimes I'm streaming from a computer. Rumble needs to make things easier. Yeah, it's that simple. They need to make things easier. Anjanette says peanuts from Africa to boost the grift. That's what I'm talking about. Ezra Miller's cellmate says I'm too broke for a 50, but here's some chump change. I like the way you think. Okay, so Trump has really upset the left. Kamala Harris has even addressed it. So right here, Trump says, let's see. Trump says, I have a meeting today with Russ Vought. I think that's how you say it. He of Project 2025 fame to determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are political scam, he recommends to be cut and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity. They are not stupid people. So maybe this is their way of wanting to quietly and quickly make America great again. President Donald J. Trump. Dude, they are losing their minds over this right here. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. And here's Kamala Harris. This was the plan. Or this was always the plan. Project 2025 was Donald Trump's blueprint to seize unchecked power with the federal government and restrict Americans' freedoms. He is implementing it right in front of our eyes. Love it, love it, love it. Lincoln Project, Trump scammed you. He is and always was Project 2025. This is glorious. They don't know how to deal with him. They just continue to look stupid every step of the way. And it's the greatest thing ever. And yeah, so I thought that they're right here. It is.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Oh, man. It's glorious. So all of these memes and all of this stuff is simply meant to trigger these lunatics, and they walk right into it every time. Southeastern Kaiju says he can't keep getting away with it, and yet he does, doesn't he? And there's nothing they can do to stop him. And so, you know, whether it's Gavin Newsom, whether it's, you know, these leading Democrats, none of them know what to do. And so just when Trump has got them triggered over the sombrero memes, boom. See, look, here's one of these Democrat plants right here. But I thought he said he knew nothing about Project 2025. My goodness, dude. Like, the stupidest people in the world are just being manipulated by him, and they don't even realize what they're doing. Now, we have seen the Democrats basically show us that they don't understand memes, because the Democrats right here decided, hey, all of the sombrero memes, this was going to be our response. This is directly from the Democrats' official Twitter account right here. Okay. This is what the Democrats thought were going to destroy the Republicans and Trump.
Republican and Democrat kiddies cannot agree on what should be funded. Democrat kiddies want you to have health care. Republican kiddies do not. Republican kiddies control the Senate, House, and the White House, so they're using that to cut your health care and give money to billionaires. Democrat kitty tries to negotiate, but Republican kitty keeps running away. He has a vacation to get to. Uh-oh, suddenly the money you pay for your health insurance has tripled. Thanks, Republicans. Republican and Democrat kiddies cannot agree on what should be.
It's so bad. It's so unbelievably bad, to the point where I wonder if there's a Republican working for them just to intentionally do this, because I can't believe someone is that stupid. But yet, here we are. And do you know what? GOP responded. I got to find it. But the GOP responded and ratioed them, because here's the GOP's response right here. GOP responds with that. That's their quote tweet right there. And it got 44,000 likes compared to the Democrats, who had 22,000 likes. So yeah, GOP just responding just like that. And it's the perfect response. This is Donald Trump's party. This is 100% Donald Trump's party. Everything he does, they follow, and that's exactly how it should be. But yeah, they just don't get it, man. And they will continue to make themselves look like fools, and I am here for it. And people all, like, I watched this clip yesterday of it's when Patrick Bet-David and his crew were reacting to the sombrero memes, and their reaction was so good. And the title of the video is that Trump is the ultimate troll. Right here. Trump is the ultimate troll, and it is so accurate.
Hours and 15 minutes. Don't worry. It's going to be okay, but the government's been shut down. No one's working. By the way, apparently 100,000 people are deciding to quit. I don't know if you saw this or not, Rob, if you want to put this up. This is catastrophic news, folks. 100,000 DMV employees are quitting. Not DMV, but just government employees are quitting. Rob, if you want to put that story up, they're out there. They're angry. Over 100,000 federal workers to resign Tuesday amid looming government shutdown. And look at the phones. Look at them running around with the phones, recording with that beautiful pink umbrella while it's not even raining. Isn't that awesome? Think about how rich you have to be to have a pink umbrella while the sky is blue and a camera walking around and you're walking away from your job. How awesome it is. That guy probably doesn't even work at the government. It's just a picture that they took, but a great angle. Nice people walking there. So here's what's going on. Let's talk about this. Trump mocks Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries in an AI-generated video after government shutdown meeting. You tell me, when have we ever had a government that would post a meme like this? Which, by the way, you have to be honest, Hakeem actually looks good with that mustache. Look closely. And that, sombrero, right?
No,
he can pull it off. What president do you know that is concerned to entertain you and mock his enemies and be as straight up as this guy here? Go ahead, Rob. Play this clip.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
By the way,
But hold on.
this is
hold
not
on,
a
hold on.
YouTuber that posted this, not a podcast.
Hold on. Benjamin says, D-Day Cobra, wow, it's a sombrero. You seem childish to be posting these memes. Childish? You want to see childish? There you go. All right. Is that good enough for you? Twitter's having some problems right now. There you go. Is that childish enough for you? Back to this. Here we go. So as he's saying, it's not a YouTuber that posted it. It's not a TikToker that posted it.
At least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
By the way, this is not a YouTuber that posted this, not a podcaster, not an influencer. This is the president of the United States posted that video. And people lost their minds.
Did he post the one with the mariachi band?
There's another one. Hold on. No, did you see that one? He didn't stop. There's another one. Did you see the second?
Stop it.
No, it's
Rob,
even better.
I sent you the second one.
There's no way in the world.
Hey, how about this? You're gonna laugh even harder because it's Hakeem Jeffries getting pissed off, saying, "How dare he
say it to my face?"
Rob, I think
you did. I got it.
Pat,
Did he create these,
this
or
one's
did
better. No,
somebody
I
else
think somebody
create
makes them and sends them to him. This one is even better. This
is all because the government shut down.
Because they're playing that
right,
game.
let's
Look,
see this.
ready for this? Watch.
Disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican.
He's a troll. He's the ultimate troll.
They don't know what to do with it.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God.
They don't know.
Bigotry will get you nowhere. He's saying that to the sitting president of the United States of America, the most powerful human being on the planet, the most famous human being on the planet, the most popular human being on the planet. Bigotry will get you nowhere.
What to do with it.
That is the part about being unpredictable. So, Rob, can we give the story about the government shutdown? Let's just kind of go through it right now, what's going on. So,
Because there's a reason for this angle.
Yeah. So J.D. Vance predicted that the government's going to shut down after deadly, serious Democrat demand concessions. We're headed towards a shutdown. Vance says after Trump's meeting with leaders. Is this the clip, Rob? Go ahead and play this clip.
I want to make one final point here. You will hear a lot from Senate Democrats, from House Democrats about the fact that American healthcare policy is broken. Well, we know that American healthcare policy is broken. We've been trying to fix it for the 8 months that we've been in office, But every single thing that they accuse about being broken about American healthcare is policy the Democrats have supported for the past decade. So if they want to talk about how to fix American healthcare policy, let's do it. The Speaker would love to do it. The Senate Majority Leader would love to do it. Let's work on it together. But let's do it in the context of an open government that's providing essential services to the American people. That's all that we're proposing to do. And the fact that they refuse to do that shows how unreasonable their position is. I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing. I hope they change their mind, but we're going to see. I'll let the Speaker say a few words.
Okay, so we are here. Not headed to a shutdown. We are shut down for 9 hours and 19 minutes and 42 seconds. Vinny, your thoughts?
Well, let's. This kind of brings me back to when remember the border bill was coming through, and they were all losing their mind because the border was wide open. So they proposed the bill, and they're like,
well, I mean, ultimately, like, I don't know what's going to happen with this entire shutdown. I really don't. But what I do know is that Trump is doing everything he can to make the Democrats continue to keep this going because he knows that it's making them look bad, and they are too dumb to realize it. He is actively trolling them with the intent to upset them to continue this. And they're walking right into it. It's so good. It's so good.
all right, listen, we'll shut the border down. We'll admit that the border is chaotic and it's unsustainable. But in the bill, there's tens of billions of dollars that have to go to Ukraine.
This is what I'm talking about. Here's another 20 for being childish. Let's go. How much better can it be? Again, when are people going to learn? You come into the chat and you start crying. All I'm going to do is monetize you. And all I'm going to do is the very thing that you say that you don't want me to do. This is how it works around here, okay? This is how it works. Thank you so much. The chat is the best. The MVP, the snake pit.
There's billions of dollars that have to go to Israel. There are billions of dollars that have to go to Taiwan. And it's like, no, time out. The bill for the border should go to the border. Okay, and this is the same situation back because the Democrats want Medicaid. They want money to go to illegals, and the bill it's over $1.some trillion. And this just again shows you they're willing to shut down and stop going to work because they put illegals healthcare over Americans. Okay, they're rewarding illegals, and I'm actually happy that it's coming to this because they talk all this nonsense. They're going to blame Trump. They're going to blame this and that. It's all them. They want money for illegals, and guess what? They're going up against a president that's America first, and he's not having it. Plain and simple.
Tom.
And just so we're clear, JD Advanced.
Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US away. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big cheer. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance.
Twitter is running slow right now. Can't even pause the video.
Me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them. America simple, only 210 there. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico, what I make Gulf US of A. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like Nana. Might take Gaza, pop down a plaza. With this one majesty.
It's glorious. JD Advanced is the greatest thing ever. I can't even pause the video. Twitter is acting weird right now. Okay, let me get a few of these super chats really quickly. And there's something else I want to show all of you. JD Advanced. That's great. Let's see. Madney says, I still don't know what Project 2025 is, but if it makes the Democrats unhappy, I'll roll with it. That's a good plan right there. Gerald says, plot twist, Dems did Project 2025. Jeremy, thanks for not putting ads. I hate ads on every live stream. Finally had to put your Mario hoodie in the laundry. I see. I just don't have it with me. But yeah, I mean, look, I try not to put look, you guys support me so much on these live streams. I try not, I could make a lot more money by putting ads on live streams. I'm missing on a lot of money, but it's my thank you for all the super chats. So the replay crew, when you're watching these videos, you got to thank the super chatters for why there's no ads. Crew Kid says, and yet the left still can't effing meme. Also roll damn tide. Hell yeah. Benjamin says that Benjamin doesn't represent all Benjamins. Soundwave Superior says for the Sombrero Fund 199 hashtag no more beardos. Portuguese says, holy crap, I just played this out loud at work by mistake, and thank God it was PBD speaking instead of you, Jeremy. Hope you're doing good. Hail. Thank you. Comics Dad says that Benjamin C is whiny as another Ben we know. Coincidence? I think not. I'm on to you, Ben. Tree Bear says, I'm a member because of people like Benjamin. See there? That's where the memes come from. There it is right there. Diane says, we love childish. Let's go. Comics Dad says, Benjamin C's allowance well spent. We are childish. Savage Cashew says, when are they going to learn? We are petty AF around here. Roll Tide, roll. Mike Zero Source says, stop posting funny memes and photos of women dressed in skimpy outfits. Dark Red Knight says, he's not childish. He's retarded. Absolutely. So I want to talk about this topic real quick, and it's important because somebody that I've been aware of for a long time because I'm a college football fan. His name is Paul Feinbaum. He works for ESPN, and he did an interview with Clay Travis. What's interesting about this interview is Paul Feinbaum basically admitted what we have all known for so long, that ESPN, part of the mainstream media machine, silencing people based on President Trump. I can't believe Paul Feinbaum, who's still with ESPN, admitted this. But yeah, it's true, and we have it confirmed once again.
Outkicks Clay Travis getting a big interview with SEC Network host and college football analyst Paul Feinbaum, and it's making a ton of news this afternoon. Clay joins me now. Congratulations, Clay. First of all, you have this sit-down interview with my former colleague, our mutual friend Paul Feinbaum, and he made a lot of news. And let's start with this. He told you about a moment in the past 5 years, 6 years, where he wanted to interview President Donald Trump, and this is what he was told by ESPN.
What do you think would happen if you told ESPN, hey, I'm going to have President Trump on my radio show?
I almost did that once.
What happened?
You remember the 2019 game, LSU and Alabama?
Oh, yeah.
I reached out to a friend of mine.
I 100% remember that. That was a huge game.
In D.C. He said, you want to get Trump? I said, yeah. He said, I think we could do it at the White House Thursday morning. Can you get there? I said, yeah, I can get there. I called my boss, and they killed it. I was devastated. They told me that we are not allowed to mix politics with sports.
What do you think they would have said if...
Bro, ESPN saying that they can't mix politics with sports when Max Kellerman was on First Take every day slamming Trump, when Stephen A. Smith, before every sentence, starts it out with, as a black man, I have to tell you my experience. You have all of these left-wing people on there spewing their nonsense. On top of that, Barack Hussein Obama was constantly on ESPN when he was the president. Holy shit.
If it were Barack Obama and you had the opportunity to interview him.
I think the answer is pretty evident that Andy Katz went to the White House every
year for the bracket.
So it wasn't about politics at all.
Yeah.
It was just about the idea of going to the White House to interview the president of the United States. And it wasn't about politics.
Yeah.
It was about
the game that he was going to attend.
Game, the biggest game of the year in college football.
Clay, I remember Barack Obama making his March Madness picks on ESPN, but apparently they wouldn't let Paul Feinbaum talk about football with President Trump.
Yeah, and look, Will, you remember this game, 2019. Trump went to the game, which was the reason they were talking about interviewing him. It was Tua against Joe Burrow. It was one of the biggest games in the history of the SEC. LSU won it, went on to win the national championship that year. And as Feinbaum himself points out, Andy Katz showed up every year with Barack Obama and let him pick the NCAA tournament. They wouldn't let Paul Feinbaum interview Donald Trump. And look, he says he's a Trump voter. You're going to play this clip. He's talking about running for the Senate, but I think he's just frustrated as what he sees as a clear double standard inside of Disney, inside of ESPN, when it comes to when they can and cannot mix politics, something that you had a little bit of an experience with, Will, better than anybody probably could speak about.
Well, you mentioned the clip. This is news as well that you got from Paul Feinbaum that he might now be interested in politics. Watch.
I am a registered Republican in North Carolina as of this hour, and I was a registered Republican in Alabama before I moved. One or two people in Washington had reached out to me about whether I would be interested in politics, something I'd never thought about before, something I didn't really think possible. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I wasn't there wasn't a lane there to get involved, but and I gave some thought to it as this weekend unfolded with Charlie, and got a little bit more interested. It is very intriguing. I am thinking about it constantly.
Clay, why is Paul sharing all of this with you at Outkick? I know Paul decently, not really well. He was never that interested in speaking openly about politics, not afraid of controversy, mainly about college football. But why is he interested in talking to you about all of this at Outkick?
I think, honestly, I've known him for 20 years, so we've had a good relationship. I consider him to be a friend. I've gone on his show a lot over the years, back when we were local sports talk radio guys. I think he trusts me to be fair with his story and to get it out there. I think he's going to run, Will. I think he's going to run in Alabama. And part of that interview, he mentioned Charlie there. He's talking about Charlie Kirk. I think the assassination of Charlie Kirk deeply moved him. And he, like many people out there watching us right now, he says, along with tens of millions of other people, he watched the Turning Point USA event. He's watched all of the coverage of Charlie Kirk. He's on college campuses with young people all the time, much like Charlie was as a part of his job with the SEC network. And I think he wants to be a constructive voice going forward.
I can totally see that. I mean, if you watch like College Game Day and things like that, I mean, they're always on college campuses. This is why Pat McAfee had such a passionate response to what we saw, because these guys are out there all the time, and they understand the situation, and it affected so many people. And to see the amount of people that were celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk, I really do think that these people that have typically decided to be silent about their opinions or ride the fence or, whatever, I think it's pushed them to face the reality of where we are and not keep their heads in the sand anymore. That is 100% what's happening. So, I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not really a Feinbaum guy. He's been a huge piece to the puzzle, especially for Alabama football over the years. I don't dislike Paul, but I can't say I'm a huge fan of him. However, if he's a Trump guy and he's wanting to get involved, I'm obviously going to support that. But the bigger story for me was the fact that he's admitting that ESPN silenced him in an interview with President Trump that he had lined up in 2019. Now, again, is that surprising news for someone like me that follows all of this? No, not at all. But it is nice to hear it confirmed, because yes, we already knew this was going on, for sure. So anyway, interesting stuff, to say the least. Let's see. I got that one. Craig Kirby says that Trump needs to deport 6 million because Obama deported 3 million. Angry Shellback for 20 says, MAGA, we got the memes. P.S. Are you going to are you going to have green GGTs? Yes, we absolutely are. We will have green ones. We're working on merch right now, because Teespring just failed us so much. Many of you are still waiting for some of your stuff from Teespring. So, so we're working on a different method on that, because I can't. That's why you haven't seen me pushing any more merch, because Teespring just sucks so bad. I'm still waiting on shit that I order from Teespring. Teespring is trash. They're like the Spectrum internet of merch. It's really bad. Let's see. Cam Man says, Aaron Fever and I came up with an idea. Set up a slap simpy with a fish booth at MegaCon. You will make bank. We just want the first slap. We want the first slap of the simp. Honestly, that might make me more money than a CobraCast and super chats. 1000%. You're onto something there. JRG Project says Stephen A. Smith was also affected by this. I don't agree with him on some things, but I have massive respect for his take on his Sirius XM show. I've been watching Stephen A. for a long, long time. Stephen A. I don't know what Stephen A. truly believes. I feel like Stephen A. kind of takes whatever the most Stephen A. is the type of guy that will take whatever the most convenient position at the moment for him is. That's essentially who Stephen A. is. And I mean, I've been watching this guy for, I feel like, over 20 years now. I mean, Stephen A. has been on ESPN, it feels like, over 2 decades. And watching him as long as I have, and the fact that I don't know what he believes, kind of tells you everything. I mean, I've got a clip pulled up where he's calling out Chuck Schumer, and I'm glad that he's calling out Chuck Schumer. I've actually got this pulled up right here, and I'm glad that he's doing this.
This was Chuck Schumer in the year 1996.
This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is, when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud. And here, the gentleman from Florida has put together the most effective anti-fraud measure we can find without it changing the actions of the government one bit. And we find all this opposition. Ladies and gentlemen of this chamber, what I worry about is that this bill, which started out with good intentions, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, is going to end up being the same kind of thing that the public gets angry with us on. We say we're doing something, and we do nothing. Because every time someone makes a rational and small proposal to get something done, people say, well, what about this hypothetical, that hypothetical, etc. I urge support of this amendment. If you believe you want to stop fraud in immigration, you have no choice but to support this amendment.
And now you're fighting for more immigration. That was on Chuck Schumer's side, because there's clearly some inconsistencies.
So Stephen A. is calling out Chuck Schumer suddenly. Well, there's been plenty of reasons to call out Chuck Schumer over and over and over and over again for the past several decades. But now Stephen A.'s decided, hey, it's convenient for me to do this, so I'm going to jump on this trend suddenly. Okay. I mean, I get it. And again, I qualify that as someone who's been watching this dude for years. So I this is just the game he plays. It is what it is. It doesn't make him a bad guy. It doesn't make him, but it does, like, people that are always about the convenient thing. Like right now, I see everybody and their brother is suddenly all about having Nick Fuentes on their YouTube channel. And it's like, why didn't you want to have Nick Fuentes on your YouTube channel 4 years ago? Why didn't you want to have him on your YouTube channel 6 years ago? Well, because it wasn't convenient. Now, because it's convenient and it's easy, now everybody wants to suddenly have Nick Fuentes on their channel. It's so obvious when you see this stuff happening. And I'm not saying anything pro or anti Fuentes in this equation. I'm simply making a statement that none of these people were interested in having him on 4 years ago. Now, because everyone, some of these other people have had him on, and it's more convenient to do it. Now everybody's like, "Hey, I'm gonna have Nick Fuentes on my channel now," and it's like, okay, so it is what it is. It's the Stephen A. Smith kind of like, I'll just go with whatever way the wind is blowing type of mindset. So it is what it is. Let's see here. Gregory for 20 says gas money. Let's freaking go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. In 1992 Space Movie for 20 says, if only a company that let's see. If only a company that the owner very well released a merch wing for independent creators. Teespring is just like when you see a video on X and the X video just buffers halfway through. Just infuriating. Yeah, I might be having a discussion with that very person. But we're putting it's a little more than that though. So it's like putting together a whole plan of like, having a plan for the merch that we're wanting to do too, not just like throwing something together. We will have a system where we can throw together the meme stuff too, but like just consistent stuff for sure. JRG Projects for 10 says Stephen A. Oh yeah, I got that one. And again, I don't disagree with what you're saying, JRG Projects. I don't. Andrew CR says, I'm late to the party, but JD Advanced is the I don't even know what you're saying there. But thank you, Andrew CR. Look, I'm not even gonna try to butcher that. So there you have Andrew CR. Kremlin with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hail to the gifties in the chat. Okay, next up, we can talk more about Democratic hypocrisy if you want. I mean, we can do a whole show on that. A lot of these videos on Twitter are just terrible right now. They're starting to play again, finally. They've been buffering like crazy and some of them still are. Did you guys see this video of this high rise in see it's buffering right now, but this was a Bronx high rise partially collapses after boiler room explosion, no injuries. And if it will actually play, I can show it to you. Let's see if the Fox News video will play. No. Twitter, am I the only one that's having problems out of Twitter? I mean, I'm having no issues with my YouTube. I'm having no issues with any other site, but Twitter is buffering like crazy right now. In the ghetto? Is that in the ghetto? Here it is. Look at this. That's crazy. That's like legit scary. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. No, thank you. So there you have it right there. Dramatic footage captures the moment a ventilation shaft falls from a Bronx high-rise, sparking a loud bang as debris hits the ground. AOC's district in the Bronx? Maybe. It might be. I'm sure she has. Well, I actually think we have a statement from her. From AOC. Let me see if I can find that. I think we have a statement from her. Yeah, we got a statement from her right here. Here's a statement from AOC.
And I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly. Because what I'm not going to do is tolerate 4 million uninsured Americans because Donald Trump decided one day that he wants to just make sure that kids are dying because they don't have access to insurance.
What? What? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I saw this video here. The View getting memed on. right here. So check this out.
Posted a deep fake AI video last night that featured things Senator Schumer never said, and had Minority Leader Jeffries wearing a sombrero and a mustache.
What I find really despicable is the resorting to racism and xenophobia, which they always seem to do. So they have Speaker Jeffries in this sombrero and this mustache, trying to basically imply that the Democrats are holding out for health care for undocumented immigrants. That's what that messaging was supposed to be.
Racist,
and it's extremely racist.
Wow.
It's extremely xenophobic. It's feeding sort of that xenophobia that we're seeing a lot in this country.
So that is a meme. It's obvious that it's a meme. And sticking that huge AI-generated warning on it, honestly, is an insult to the intelligence of your audience. But maybe you know your audience better than I do. But it's called a meme. And the right is very good at creating political memes that effectively get a point across. In this case, healthcare for illegal immigrants. Now, if you find that meme racist, then this photo of you, Joy, in blackface, which is not a meme, nor is it AI generated, must undeniably be racist by your own standards, no?
We'll be right back.
That guy's great. He does a lot of these meme mashups right here. This is him. He's awesome. He's super funny. His stuff is top tier. To the point where it looks legit. Like you're like, whoa, is that real? That's how good he is at it. Now, you go another one. I just want to qualify because I understand we are at a time where Democrats are thinking about people and they're very concerned and they want you to know, like, hey, this is AI generated or it's not, because, you know, they want people to know. And that's their duty as journalists. So I just want all of you to know the video I'm about to show you. My sources have told me this video is 100% real and there has been no modifications whatsoever. That's what I've heard. So here we go.
Okay, esto es mucho simple. El Democrat Party es mucho retardo, okay? Mucho retardo. Especially el Hakimo Jeffries y el Chucko Schumer. They are extra retardo. So El Presidente and I cannot negotiate with these Democrat retardos. It's imposibly. Mucho imposibly. Gracias, amigos. Oh, and make sure you El voto for LJD Vanso in El 2028. Okay, esto es...
It's so good. We're having so much fun. Oh, it doesn't get any better than this, man. We're just having way too much fun right now. Chat's loving it. We're all loving it, man. I mean, look at like the JD Vance memes. JD Vance being portrayed as this fat, creepy looking weirdo. And the Republicans and JD Vance have just leaned into it. And it's awesome. And now everybody loves it. He could have got offended. It wouldn't have been good for him if he would have gotten offended. It would have been very bad for him. But instead, he decided, I'm going to lean into it and I'm going to have fun with it. And it created a legend. Angry Shellback for $20. Another 20 says spend childishly. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. Thank you so much. Gay Locata says buffer issue is a Chrome issue, so only you. Well, I am operating off of my mobile setup, so I might be, I'm doing the best I can. I'm on my traveling setup. Why is Dan Vasca in my chat, and why is he not sending me money? He's richer than everyone here, and he's just sending a member message. Can you believe that? How am I supposed to survive off member messages? What the hell are we doing, Dan? 8 o'clock says Vance 2028. The left must be memed. I like it. I like it. What is this one? There's just so much. Oh, all right. Here we go. As soon as it will play, I will show you. All right. When you win, you don't get tired of winning. This is true. This is true. Here we go.
Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power
that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did.
Dude, she is so drunk. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy how drunk she is in that moment. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. I respect that. I also want to show you this right here, a very concerning issue, because we know that we had the situation with the Ukrainian girl, Irina, awful situation. And that is a problem that I hope we don't forget, Irina. I hope that no one forgets what happened to her. I know the Charlie Kirk situation happened pretty soon after, but a lot of people have still decided that discussed Irina because they should. And look at this right here. Man arrested for attempted murder in Indiana has nearly 100 prior arrests. I want to say that one more time. Man arrested for attempted murder has nearly 100 prior arrests. Courtney Booz was arrested after he allegedly stabbed a 69-year-old man at a gas station. Booz reportedly has 99 prior arrests with charges including trespassing, drug crimes, theft, battery, and bodily injury. Record shows this career criminal has apparently never been to prison. This is what a Democrat pro-crime policy gets you. Insanity. So this dude nearly arrested 100 times. Why is he still on the streets? Why is this still happening? This is disgusting. Welcome to the Democrats' America right here. Insane. It does look a little bit like Epic Mike. It does look a little bit like Epic Mike. I'm not even going to argue that point. David Phillips for 50 says, hey, Jeremy, here's some pocket change. What else do you want from me? Can I get a damn? Oh, you can get a damn, and you're going to get...
What more do you want from me?
It's such a good one.
Damn! Damn!
There's so many questions. Like, it is a fascinating situation. If the video is authentic in terms of what he says she's going to fall again, if that's not something that was dubbed over after the fact, why didn't they so she's already fallen once. Where's she at now? What's going on? I need answers. I need to know. And yes, most importantly, is the car okay? Thank you, David Phillips. JB username for 20 says, these leftists will never understand the guys shit on each other. They can never say worse than what we say to each other. These leftists have women brain. That's the whole thing that my entire YouTube career has been full of people that hate me and say things about me on social media. And then I look at it and go, my chat says worse stuff about me. So like, you can say these things about me, but my chat says worse stuff about me. And, you know, most of them like me, at least some of them like me. But that's the whole thing about like being friends with normal people growing up, is that, you know, my friend group, and it wasn't just my friend group, everybody, it seemed like everybody's friend group, like how it worked was your friend group could say horrible things about you, and you could say horrible things about your friend group. And there would be another group, and that group would have the same mentality in their group. But once you are not part of that group and you go and talk shit to them, that's when they're going to be like, yo, don't fuck with our boy. Don't come over here shit talking. And that's when your friends are like, no, you don't get to talk shit to our boy. Okay. That's just how it is every time. Kevin Cronferton says, for food at Universal, have fun being scared at haunted houses with Jay and Beardo and whoever joins you tonight. Thank you. And Park Hop and Stream is going to be off the chain tonight. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Kremlin with 5 more gifted memberships. Thank you. Kevin Cron says, no one likes you, Jeremy. Thank you. That hurts my feelings a little bit. So, Andrew Sarah says, Jeremy is mucho gay and Beardo gordo. Sleepy says, because I support Dan. And then Dan sends me a 149 super sticker, which is losing me money. Operation One says, big Benos Nachos Senor, whatever. Good evening, Mr. Dumbass. Also, hi, guys. I tried to get some of it. Steel Storm says, don't forget Logan. I don't know who that is either. He was the father yelling about about how her murderer had 39 priors. Oh, is that the father that was testifying? I know what you're talking about. Little Jim Taylor says, did you see that story about the girl who was dragged out of bed and executed by a scholar who was arrested multiple times? Her father spoke about it. If that's the one we're talking about, yes, the same one. I saw that one. Operation One says, did you hear what happened to the Energizer Bunny? He got arrested and was charged with battery. Donna Hall, where they get the membership. Thank you, Donna. And by the way, what is this story going around about ICE is supposed to be at the Super Bowl because of Bad Bunny or something like that? Did I get that story right? I didn't get a chance to look into it. I saw that story was making the rounds though, which is pretty damn funny. Let me see. There's Tim Walls being a freaking weirdo. Crimson says, I think you're cool, Jeremy, even though you're gay. Thank you so much. And thank you for the gifties. Bad Bunny. What is Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny's a citizen. So listen, man, I'm telling you, Bad Bunny apparently is one of the most popular musicians in the world. If Bad Bunny was walking down the street, I wouldn't know who Bad Bunny was. I would have no idea. That's just how out of touch I am, I guess, with like current music, because current music is so bad. I truly don't know. I don't know what type of music Bad Bunny sings. I don't know if he's a rapper. I don't know if he's R&B. I have no idea. His music is all Spanish. Is that true? Is that what it is? Another 50 from, I don't know how to say your name. Is it Bridie? Bridie? I've struggled with it every time. At first I said Birdie. That's not it. You sent another 50. Are you a fan of Bad Bunny, Bridie? Am I saying it right? Bridie? 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 I don't care. Why is he popular? I don't know. Don't spend it all at once, Jeremy. I mean, have you ever, my vehicle, my truck takes premium. So it'll all be spent at one gas station. So, Brody, well, it's not Brody, but thank you for the second 50. How do I pronounce your name? You can just say it in the chat. You don't have to super chat it. How do I pronounce this? This is going to drive me crazy. Let's see. Yes, it's Britty, and I'm old. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I see it now. So we're gonna go with Britty. We're gonna go with that. All right. So thank you so much for the multiple 50s. Sleepies with 10 gifted memberships and doesn't even say anything mean to me. I call that a win. Thank you for the 10 gifties. Andrew CR, I think I butchered your name for about 2 years before I finally figured out how to say it. And I still probably say it wrong. Bad Bunny says, Bad Bunny should be arrested for crimes against humanity because of that shit music. I honestly have never heard a Bad Bunny song. Never. Doll Life Dan says, Hexas says no more beardos, so he's got to go. Sorry, Jeremy. Hey, I can only listen to the Secretary of War. And if the Secretary of War tells me to do something, then you got to do it. So Beardo gone. Beardo fat, Beardo gone. And honestly, I'm not even doing it because of the beard. I'm doing it because Beardo fat, because Pete Hegseth says fatty's got to go. So Beardo fat, Beardo got to go. Those are the rules. I don't make it up. Okay. Operation One says error, keyboard not inserted. Press F1 to continue. Thank you. Magnum Norris says Jeremy says all your super chats go into my gas tank. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I will say that I can't wait to tell you all, like, especially like some of the stuff I've been doing when I'm traveling, but I'm waiting until all the traveling's behind me. And then I'm recording some of the stuff too that we're doing. So I'll be able to release some of it as well. So it will be good. It's good stuff. I'm really excited about this. Steel Storm says, I used to like Jeremy, but then I found out he still likes modern Nintendo, which, if we are being honest, is worse than being gay. Well, maybe modern Nintendo is more successful than it's ever been in its history. So a few other people like it too. But yeah, I do. I mean, ultimately, what I've learned about the Nintendo people that hate Nintendo is that they aren't Nintendo fans. And I don't think you should listen to non-fans about your product. I think you should listen to people that actually are interested. And if the market is telling Nintendo that the market likes what they're doing, then they should continue doing that very thing. The rule has always been, don't listen to non-fans. You shouldn't listen to people that don't care about your company to begin with, because they're not going to support it when you make any changes anyway. And so, yeah. I mean, because the reality of it is when I was a kid, look at how many people owned a Nintendo Entertainment System, and it felt like everybody had an NES. It really did. I can't remember. I think the NES sold like 40 million consoles, I think. The Switch sold 150 million. So the Switch sold 3 times as many consoles as the NES. The Super Nintendo, which it felt like everybody had those, I think it sold like 25 or 30 million. The N64 sold significantly less than the Super Nintendo. The GameCube sold less than the N64. And then the Wii sold, and the Wii, I didn't think was a very good system. The Nintendo Wii, I thought it was a gimmick. And I think that the heavy majority of people that bought the Nintendo Wii were not actual video game players. It was a normie system, the most normie video game system has ever been released. And then, of course, the Nintendo Switch is here. So, yeah, they're crushing it, though. Let's see here. Laughing Man for 50 says, feeling really depressed today. Hope everybody is still having a good day. Though, God bless you and the chat. If you're okay with it, D-Day, I'll shoot you a message if you have time. Thanks for everything, man. Did I say Laughing Man? Laughing Hafren. I'm sorry. Laughing Hafren, not Laughing Man. I get you too. But yes, absolutely. We messaged a little bit on Discord, so we can absolutely talk over there. But yes, Laughing Hafren, not Laughing Man. Laughing Man owns the channel. Laughing Hafren sent the super chat. But thank you. Yes, shoot me a message and we can connect over there, brother. Brutal says, is there a fund for Aquafina's voice or vocal cords removal? I heard like the only thing I know about Aquafina is, wasn't she in Aquafina was in the Little Mermaid movie, right? If I'm not mistaken. And it's the worst thing I've ever heard. It's the worst thing I've ever heard. And you're seeing a lot of people throwing you some love in the chat, Laughing Hafren. So that's awesome. Stifler's dad says Bad Bunny is what? I don't even know what that is. So I know nothing about Bad Bunny. So Kentucky Tim for 50 says, so much winning, loving the memes. B Bunny, never heard of him, them, it. Hey, Dan Vask, hail the 199. FYI, RC boats on sale on Amazon, 40 miles an hour plus. Always be the cool uncle. Hell yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up right there. Love it. Thank you, Kentucky Tim. I may have to look that up now. Kentucky Tim on Amazon. Nate Branch says, this community is great. Love you all and God bless. Hey, thank you. That's awesome, man. Delona says, I have my Super Nintendo in its original box with Mario Paint. Oh, greatest system ever made, in my opinion, Super Nintendo. I mean, if you ever said to me, like, Jeremy, you can only have one video game system for the rest of your life, it would be the Super Nintendo, and it's not even close. Not even close. Laughing Haffron says the good news is that it could probably help keep my mind off things. I got I don't know how to say it in boxing today, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, man, I will shoot you a message, brother. I will. JPS says, why is Super Bowl gay? Yeah, I mean, the NFL has been garbage for a while, and I mean, the NFL hasn't fallen off as bad as some other things, but because I mean, the NFL is still watchable to me. It's still nowhere near where it used to be. But yeah, I get it. Diane K. Lacey says, or K. Lacey says, my truck takes premium. Can you be a little less gay? F-250 takes diesel. That's a truck. Yeah, hey, listen, I wish my truck just took regular unleaded. So, but yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Magna North says modern PS5 and Xbox is pure gayness. It seems that PC is the only way to go, but still moderated by Billy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm very happy with the Switch 2. I'm very happy with you got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 today. And like I said, if Nintendo is not doing well, then people will have people will stop buying it and they'll have to make changes. But that's just not the case. And I think that it's never a good thing to listen to people that are not interested in your product, which is what Disney has done. Disney has pandered to people that never cared about their product to begin with, and they are suffering significantly for it. They've pandered to a bunch of freaks and weirdos and a bunch of gender weirdos, pronoun weirdos, and those people don't actually go out and support anything. They just don't. So, if people hate Nintendo, that's fine, but you also, if you're not someone that likes them or cares about them, then I don't think the company should be listening to you. I think that's a bad business model to listen to people that are not interested in your product. So, and the numbers show that people are interested in Nintendo stuff. So that's just the internet for you, though. Did Jeremy get banned on Rumble? Not yet, but I want to. I'd like to. Krista Joe says apparently ICE and other agencies regularly partner with NFL for the Super Bowl because it's so big. Idiots losing their mind over this is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense for sure. So that ICE is going to be there for security reasons, but the NFL is definitely a left-wing organization. They still have their anti-racism messages. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that there's some racist guy sitting around in Alabama and all of a sudden he sees your stop racism message in the end zone and suddenly he's going to be like, all these years of being racist and I saw that message in the end zone of the NFL game and I decided no more for me. What do you think that's going to do? It's so stupid. Just like the, stop rape culture. So you think a rapist is going to stop because you said you had a commercial on TV that said, stop raping women. And you think this rapist is going to be like, I was going to, but I saw a commercial with, a celebrity and I'm going to stop. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, it's just so stupid. The virtue signaling is out of control. It's out of control. The Gillette ad. We all remember the Gillette ad. That any normal man looks at that situation and they're going, that's never happened. Where you got two guys standing outside of a business and a hot chick walks by, and then the one guy is deciding, I'm gonna go holler at this chick, and his buddy steps in. He's like, no, bro, we gotta respect the women. I'm like, what? That's never happened in the history of humanity. That's never happened. Operation One says, jokes aside, it's nice to see you again and to be able to make you laugh. Jeremy, cheers. By the way, have you ever played the Monkey Island games from the 90s? I briefly played those back in the day. I never got fully into them, but I did briefly play them back in the day. Dan Vass probably has, though. But yeah, I did briefly play them. Emerald Eyes says, vehemently disagree on Nintendo take. I was a lifelong customer, but the outrageous prices and the BS lawsuit against Pokemon or Pocket Pair, I refuse to give them any more support, and I am not the only one. I mean, that's fine. But look at me. I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. I can't stand current wrestling, but people like it. So, like, it ain't for me, and I'm fine walking away from that shit and letting the people that are interested watch it. Current wrestling is completely I've tried it. We've had our locals watch parties, and there's been spurts and there's been little things that I've seen, but like, I just can't fucking stomach what they've done to wrestling. Like, I can't do it. I can't stand how they've shown, like, they just scored some massive contract with ESPN. Wrestling ain't changing, and I'm fine just walking away from it. And if people want to spend their time and their money on professional wrestling in the WWE, God bless you. It's not my business what anybody spends their money on, but it ain't for me. And I don't care anymore. Like, it's fine. Let it be dog shit, because it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. They have exposed the business. They've exposed it. They show everything. There's no authenticity whatsoever, but people like it. They're still selling out arenas. They got this huge deal with ESPN. They can have it. So, and if people continue to support them financially, then they should continue to be successful if that's what they want to do. It ain't for me, though. So when it comes to Nintendo, it's just like, they're successful. You don't have to like it, but they're successful. I don't have to like that WWE is successful, but they are. And no amount of me complaining online is going to change that fact. As long as people are showing up in the numbers that they're showing up. Sensei Paul says, my problem with some Nintendo fans, not you, Jeremy, is that they criticize the game console and they still buy it. Then after they say it's bad. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's just everything. I mean, and you talk about prices for video games. Like, look what Xbox just did. Look what PlayStation's doing. PlayStation released a video game console with no games. Xbox just jacked up their prices for a Game Pass. They're getting massive backlash. It's not an isolated problem to Nintendo when you talk about prices and all of that. So they're all doing it. John freaking Murdoch for $100 says, I hear you're going on the road again. Here's some for the road. Mod Lives Matter, Chat Lives Matter, and happy Jessica. Happy Jessica. Thank you, John. Yeah, the road trip starts early tomorrow morning, so we'll see what happens. It's a long road trip, a long one, but it will be worth it when it's all said and done. Thank you so much. Wyoming Sasquatch says, paying my no ad replay tax. I didn't mean it like that, but that's pretty good. That is pretty good. No ad replay tax is pretty good. The Laughing Heifer says, yeah, man, it'd probably be late, but it won't be back until 9 my time. If you're still good with that, that'd be awesome. God bless. Well, I am going to be busy with park hopping tonight, but I will at least message you and we can, see if we can connect. Yeah, so I will be live on park hopping later tonight, and we're busy with park hopping business tonight, but we will connect. Ruben Sanchez says, big fan, Jeremy. I just have a little bone to pick with you about Superman when he lets his father die. I saw that as a huge sacrifice from Superman's part to stay obedient to his father until the end. Well, Ruben, you may not remember, or you may not think I remember, but I remember we met in Anaheim. We had a little mini meetup. That was back when I first started getting some traction on YouTube, and you were at that meetup at, I think it was at Disneyland. I think this was like in 2018. Am I right about that? 2018. So there was like 10 people there. It was like it was one of my first little YouTube meetups. So, but yeah, man, it's good stuff. That was when we were filming the music video for the Saga Ends, the Star Wars parody, when I was out there. So, but yeah, so I remember that. Anyway, as far as that goes, yeah, I don't hate Man of Steel as much as I used to, thanks to James Gunn's Superman. James Gunn's Superman was so bad that it made me kind of hate Man of Steel less, but I still hate Man of Steel, and I still hate that scene. I don't think that Superman in that situation would have ever let his father die. That was the whole thing with how his dad died in the Christopher Reeve movie, was it showed him that there were things that even with your powers, there were things that you can't do and can't control. That was the kind of the lesson that was learned from that. I believe that him watching his dad die, knowing that he could have saved him, I believe that is a traumatic experience that would have deep implications on him moving forward and not in a positive way. So I really, really, really hate that scene. But I know a lot of people do like it and a lot of people love that movie. I totally get it. I totally get it. I've been round and round with people about that scene and that movie and all of that. And to the point of when I talk about things, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people that like Man of Steel will tell you point blank, I never liked Superman until Man of Steel. Case in point, people that didn't like Superman liked Man of Steel. They're like, I never could connect with Superman until I saw Man of Steel. Well, congratulations, because it's not a fucking Superman movie. It's a movie about an alien coming to Earth and finding his way. It's not a Superman movie, but it's a better Superman movie than James Gunn's dog shit, just to be clear, because James Gunn's Superman was terrible. Shout out to Tom from Midnight's Edge. James Gunn's Superman sucks donkey balls. Eric John Pizza Hut says, grab some Sbarro on the road on me. Hell yeah, let's go. And Ruben confirms it. Yes, sir. I think it was 2017. Glad you remember, brother. Hail the 109. Let's go. Was it 2017? Is it 2017 or 2018? But yes, I do remember that. So that was awesome, man. It was cool getting to meet you guys and hang out. And that was like the first time I'd actually, like, I think that was the first time I'd met people like from a YouTube kind of standard or standpoint, like meetup, I think. So it was pretty cool. Steelstorm says, played every Pokemon game since Yellow to Sword, and they lost me over the prices, the level of quality, and the Pal World lawsuit. Well, yeah, I mean, Nintendo's always been like that with they've always been litigious. So I don't think that that's a shocking thing at all. But with the prices, I don't really know where, like, outside of, like, I know there's the meme on the $80 Mario Kart World, but like, I don't really know where the prices problem comes into play for people. Like, what other prices are a problem specific to Nintendo outside of the $80 Mario Kart World, which technically wasn't even real because I mean, I bought Mario Kart World for $50 with the bundle, like, everybody else. So, Meat Bun says PS5 and Switch 2 have no games and Xbox has no gamers. That's pretty accurate right there. Holy shit. I don't know if I've ever heard a more accurate description of the big three right there. PS5 and Switch 2 has no games, and Xbox has no gamers. That's really good. That was really good. Operation was speaking of Superman, what do you think of Superman 3 and 4 and perhaps 4 would have looked like if Richard Donner had not been fired? Seriously. I mean, I acknowledge that Superman 3 and 4 are very bad movies, but Christopher Reeve makes up for almost everything because he is so good in the role. He's magic as Clark and as Superman. So even with the terribleness of those movies, his presence makes up for most of the problems for me, just because I enjoy watching him in that role. But I think they would have been significantly better for sure if Richard Donner would have, continued on. Reeve was just magic. He really was. Steelstorm says, Star Wars sequel trilogy made over $1 billion each movie. Does that make them successful even though it hurts the brand? It's what people want, right? No, it lost 50% of the fucking audience. Like, how do you make that logic? No, Star Wars has lost its entire audience. The Force Awakens made $2 billion. Rise of Skywalker made $1 billion. It lost 50% of its audience. That is a monumental failure on every level. The Nintendo Switch 2 was the biggest video game release in history. Like, you don't have to like it, but there's no signs of Nintendo slowing down. That's just a fact. So the Star Wars argument's a terrible argument. Star Wars lost everything. Everything. Mass Marvel says, hey, Jeremy, homosexual, Beardo, and Meek are right. Man of Steel and BVS are good movies. Thank you for your attention to this matter. BVS is a terrible fucking movie. You can like it all you want, but it's and I have no problem. See, people's ability to separate their own personal bias with what the truth is one thing that happens on the internet a lot. Like, there's nothing wrong with liking bad movies, and there's nothing wrong with disliking good movies. It's all about you having the self-awareness to recognize where you fall on that. So, like, I think Mad Max Fury Road is a very well-made movie. I think it's an incredibly well-made movie that has feminist propaganda in it, and I hate it. I acknowledge it's a well-made movie. It's a very well-made movie, and that's why a lot of people, either like that movie or initially liked it because it was well-made. I hated that movie from day one. I hated it. There's several movies out there that I know are bad that I like. A lot of them are Adam Sandler movies. I will never tell you most of the Adam Sandler movies that I really love are good movies. They're all terrible, but I fucking love them unconditionally. No one's going to look at these Adam Sandler movies generally and go, these are such well-made pieces of art. No, they're terrible, and I love them. Happy Gilmore 2 is a bad, retarded, stupid movie that I loved with all of my heart. I'm not going to tell you it's a great movie. I'm not going to tell you it's a good movie. I'm going to tell you it's dumb and stupid, and I loved it. So you can love BVS all you want. It's a objectively terrible movie. And that's that. You liking it is your subjective opinion. Vlad says, for the childish MAGA movement. Thank you. Forsky says, would you ever bring G&G or FNT to Myrtle Beach? I've been to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina when I was younger, and I remember it being beautiful. I would love to come to Myrtle Beach. I would love to do that. Let me see. Happy Gilmore 2 sucked. It rehashed tons of member berries with no actual jokes that made me laugh at any point. And I do understand that. I just thought that the member berries worked for me, but I get it. I get some people, had issues with it for whatever reason. Myrtle Beach is too crowded. I haven't been in forever. So Jeremy loves Jack and Jill. That's one of the few Adam Sandler movies that I despise. I hate that movie. What about Napoleon Dynamite? I love Napoleon Dynamite. I can't call Napoleon Dynamite a good movie, but all things considered, with the budget, with it being an indie title, I think Napoleon Dynamite is actually pretty amazing. When you look at the whole picture of it being an indie title, low budget, and it made, I don't know how much money it made. My God. But yeah, I love Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite's one of those, probably, it's like, you could say it's so bad it's good. It could qualify as that. But I think if you understand the context of Napoleon Dynamite, if you understand everything about it, you could argue it's a masterpiece, a comedic masterpiece. You could argue that. Let's see. Do you like Superbad? Yeah, Superbad's great. Superbad's great comedy. Great comedy. Little Nicky with Adam Sandler. That one's good too. Jeremy likes the new Final Destination. I haven't seen Final Destination in a long time. Mike Knott says, I can appreciate both the Christopher Reeve Superman movies and the Snyderverse. Both are better than Gunn Superman. I read that had Donner stuck around, Superman 3 would have had Brainiac and Supergirl. Well, I do agree with, yeah, James Gunn Superman is awful. James and Superman is one of the most disappointing movies I've seen in a long, long time. And I think I've seen it twice, and it's gotten worse every time. So, yeah, so I think it's terrible. Huge. Oh, Dodgeball is great. Reese Cap, yes. Dodgeball is phenomenal. Okay, well, I got to get ready for our deal tonight. So make sure. Oh boy, Tree Bear says pay your no ad replay tax. Geeks and Gamers 199. Holy crap. I legitimately, this is what happens with this damn chat and community. This is how Meek ended up in this situation. I never meant it as that, but it's pretty freaking brilliant, to be honest. By the way, missing persons report. Listen. Listen, I meme on the anti-Israel crowd, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, I think I'm finally pro-Israel. I'm thinking I'm gonna go kiss the wall and everything. Yep, here we go. This is why.
My name is Gretchen. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release. My name is Gretchen. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
All right. Where's Ben? I gotta apologize to Ben. I'm sorry, Ben. Little Ben, I'm sorry. I'll put the yarmulke on. I'm sold. This is fantastic. I have so many questions. If you've been captured, why are you uploading from a phone? Like, I don't understand any of this. Oh man, what a freaking timeline we're in, dude. Oh, goodness. What is this? Oh man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How are they keeping a straight face? How are those dudes not laughing right now? Look at them. They want to laugh. They want to laugh so much. You can see it in their faces. Oh, goodness. I would not have been able to keep it together. I really, really wouldn't. Oh, dude. JD needs to sell his own hot sauce. Bro, do you know how good this would be? JD, you are missing an opportunity right now. JD Vance, you can make so much money. This would be amazing. This would break the internet.
Amigos y enemigos. Buenos días, amigos y enemigos. Buenos días, amigos y enemigos.
What is this timeline? Piano Dean says, if I come to Myrtle Beach, you got to see Piano Dean, the piano. Okay. If you come to Myrtle Beach, you got to see the Piano Dean show. That's where I live and perform. If you ain't heard nothing till you heard Sabaton on piano. Let's go. Operation One says, do you like Back to the Future? They're releasing a new video game for that. Also, if you ever visit Israel, let me know. I'll buy the apple juice. Let's go. See there? All right. Here's the thing about Back to the Future. The movies. If you don't like Back to the Future movies, I don't trust you in any way, shape, or form. That's the line right there. Like, listen, you know, my favorite movie of all time is Interstellar. I know some people don't like Interstellar, and that's totally fine. Okay. I know some people don't like The Dark Knight, you know, whatever. They don't like, you know, Man on Fire. They don't like, you know, if you don't like Back to the Future, I don't trust you. Like, seriously, I don't trust you. We can't be friends. We can't coexist. You can't be a subscriber to my channel. That's the rule. I didn't make it up. That's the rule. Okay. Someone's feeling a little left out. And as we end the show, I just want to, you know, this is on a serious note because, you know, we meme, we laugh, we joke around, but every now and then we need to be serious about things. Someone is feeling a little left out and we want to include them. So Mark Zuckerberg is very much left out. He thought that when he went to the White House and hung out with Trump and Trump said, you're the new Elon Musk. He felt like, oh man, I'm finally going to be cool. And he's not cool and he wants to be cool. So he's hanging out with the sombrero, just hoping that President Trump will acknowledge him and, you know, give him a chance to hang out. But I'm not sure that's going to happen, but pray for Mark Zuckerberg if you don't mind. He really needs it right now. Steelstorm says JD needs to give Billy Mitchell a call to make his own unique hot sauce. Billy Mitchell's awesome. Brutal says, bro, outside of my work, Central Place, I've seen Greta out the window 2 or 3 times. Last time they were a few dozen protesters. Exploitation of Congo. Which one, Republic or Democrat Republic? Democratic Republic. So you've seen, hang on. So let's get this straight. You've seen Greta out the window 2 or 3 times out from your work. And last time a few dozen protesting exploitation of Congo. Really? That's crazy. Are you being serious about that? Where's your currency from? SEK. Where's that currency from? There were just a few dozen. That's crazy. Sweden? That's Sweden? Okay, there you go. All right, that's crazy. All right. Well, take some pictures. Send them to me on Twitter. John freaking Murdoch says, I love Back to the Future 1 and 3, 2, not so much. As long as you like Back to the Future, the first one. Now, I know that, like, I feel like 3 is the one that is probably the least loved of the trilogy. I very much love 1 and 2. 3 is good. 3 is fine. I think 3 doesn't quite keep the same consistency as 1 and 2. I love 1 and 2 though. But yeah, but as long as you like the OG Back to the Future, we're good. So, but I think 2 is my favorite of them. So I need to, it's been a long time since I watched 3. So I will rewatch the entire trilogy, but I'll watch 3, but 2 is always my favorite. Okay. So if you are not subscribed to Park Hoppin', you need to do that. Okay. Going to be an awesome stream tonight. And I hope you guys will join us over there. This is the channel right here. If I know how to type, which I clearly don't. Park Hoppin'. Let's see if I can find it. Why can't I find my channel? Not letting me. Oh, it's because it's autofilling. Don't autofill me like that. That's crap. All right. Okay, so here is the Park Hoppin' channel right here. If you guys are interested, we're close to 30,000 subscribers over there. So we're going to be live on this channel tonight. It'll be later, so it's probably gonna be like, I don't know, maybe like 9 p.m. Eastern, something like that. So make sure you go over there and check it out. Brutal says, let's see, I AI'd a duck saying the unexpected duck next to Greta taken from the window. I tried to go get an autograph. She sadly had gone. So Park Hoppin' tonight. There's the mods are dropping links. So appreciate that. I'll see you guys over there. Thank you so much for all of the super chats, gifted memberships, all of that, and just for the conversation and the memes and all of that. So thank you guys. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.